The Ames Public Art Commission is the commission created by the City Council to bring art into the lives of all of our citizens. It was formed in 1990 when then Mayor Larry Curtis was approached by Lynette Pullman, director of the University Museums, about creating what ended up being the first municipal public art commission in the state of Iowa.
We focus on the collections we have here that are part of the city that we own. We promote those collections. We're just trying to enrich the Ames community by putting art out where the community members can talk about it and see it and experience it. A big piece of the commission is education and awareness of the arts that we have in the community, and then taking care of those pieces.
We have public relations, we have people that serve on the committees that help to make sure that current artwork in the collection, if it needs any sort of new mat or framing, and also we get to look at the different entries for the public art, as you can see on display currently right now.
One of the most long-standing and notable programs is what's known as the Ames Annual Outdoor Sculpture Exhibition, and it involves bringing 4 to 6 new sculptures every spring to Ames business districts that are put on display.
The pieces of art that come in as part of the outdoor sculpture exhibition is done by a jury of individuals that are selected from the Ames community. They are not necessarily and typically not members of the commission. We go out and we get supporters of the arts. We have artists, we have art instructors, art critics, and we do both a regional and national advertisement of the exhibit, and submissions come in, those are evaluated. They pick their top, typically 6 to 7, because we'll have 5 that we typically place. We want to have some alternates. Those are then reviewed by the city to make sure that they're safe, that there aren't things that can be damaged or hurt someone. And then those get to the City Council to be approved after we take a look at them as a commission.
And then they're on display for 1 year, and they're installed usually about the May of the year.
There's a sister program to the annual outdoor sculpture exhibition, which is the neighborhood art program. And in that program, each year 2 to 4 different sculptures from the Ames Annual Outdoor Sculpture Exhibition are selected for purchase, and neighborhoods apply to have those sculptures put in their neighborhood.
We do the selection every winter, place them in the spring, and then in the fall, and by December are when applications are due to purchase individual pieces to go into neighborhoods. And so neighborhoods can put in suggestions and applications, be it to go in a city park or in a condominium area, a public area that it can be viewed by people coming down the street, walking.
And this is free for the residents. It's just something that the City of Ames does to help just add some more visibility of artwork in the community.
We've got a budget of about $13,000 that we are able to purchase pieces, and so some years we have a lot of very relatively inexpensive pieces, so we can buy a lot of art with what we have, and some years we've got a lot of expensive pieces, so we may be only able to afford 1 or 2 to put into the city collection.
One of the really largest and most notable public art commission programs is the Art in the Parks program. And thus far we've had 3 larger pieces of artwork brought to the community.
And our most recent was installed here at Tom Evans Park. The Art in the Park pieces are meant to be interactive, to draw people in, adults, kids, to play with it and experience it. And that's been, for me, the fun thing about our newest piece here at Tom Evans is you come down at various times and people are playing it, and it's just fun.
Public art, I think, is art or works that are interactive, that anybody who's walking along the street can enjoy.
Art that's created with the specific purpose of being put on public display, where the public of all ages can come and interact with.
Something that grabs the attention of people walking down the street. You can like it, you cannot like it, but it should spark the imagination, it should spark discussion. It should draw people in to take a look at it and experience it.
I think my personal favorite, and there are many great ones through the years, is probably Patrick Doherty's Restless by Nature. Number one, because it involved so much citizen involvement in creating it, in deciding what it would look like, and installing it. And it was so interactive for so many people.
This year we have a really interesting piece actually made up of 3 family members on bikes made up from recycled metal called The Peculiar Family from an artist from Missouri. And that's just a great one. A lot of kids have really enjoyed it, and you can't help but smile when you look at it.
My favorite piece of art is currently up at the corner of Hoover and 30th. And it's the 2 cardinals that are sitting in the tree. That's my favorite piece. It's colorful. It just reminds me of Iowa in winter when you have everything sort of stainless steel white and these 2 bright pops of red birds.
With over 20 city boards and commissions, lots of staff members get an opportunity to interact with the public and with the boards and commissioners on an ongoing basis. I have never tired of working with the Public Art Commission. The variety of ideas that come in with each new generation of commissioners leads us in new directions and brings art in new and different ways to the community.
I am now in I believe my 3rd year on the commission. I heard about the commission through the former president of the commission, Allison Sheridan, who invited me to apply. And I looked at it and went, ooh, this is something that interests me, so I applied and was accepted by the mayor.
I heard about it about 5 years ago. A friend of mine actually was serving on the commission, and they were about ready to retire off of the commission, and they asked me if I was interested. So I filled out the 1-page easy form online and then was contacted to participate.
The Public Art Commission is the largest city commission with 14 members, the largest by far.
As the chairman of the Public Art Commission, my job is to just basically lead the commission for the year. I run our meetings, I help set the agendas, I am the point of contact a lot of times between our city liaison and the commission. I just kind of keep us moving forward.
I've had the opportunity to be the city staff liaison with the commission since it was created in 1990, and so have seen many different iterations of commissioners coming and going. They're organized into various committees, and they're a very hard-working group. One exciting thing about those who are appointed to the commission is that there's no standard background. Some are artists, some are in design at the university. Many are plain citizens that just with an interest in the arts. And really their role is shaped by their background and their interests, what they bring here.
I knew coming in that a lot of our job was to educate the community, and that's still a lot of what we're trying to do, is educate the community, promote the pieces that we have, maintain the pieces we have. When you really look at what we have around the community, we have a lot of great pieces of art, and we do have to maintain them, and we have fun with them too. I mean, we're getting ready, hopefully later this fall and probably in the spring, to replace the dragons outside City Hall. That'll be fun, because those are pieces that kids love.
There's been a tremendous amount of work done, and it really shows in the community. There's a lot of art that's now available to citizens to appreciate and enjoy that wasn't there before.
I don't think that people really realize that we're here or what we do until there's something that either causes an uproar or a scandal, to be honest. We typically just quietly do our work and help put art around the city. We try to educate it, but I think like a lot of the city commissions, we just quietly do our job and try and promote things. If there are differences of opinion about pieces that we have on display, yeah, that's when we tend to be a little more obvious. But that's what the function of art is. Art is to cause conversation, and not everybody is going to agree with it. You can look at some of the great art in history, be it a Degas or a Picasso, and people are going to look at it, and some people love it and some people absolutely hate it. And that's art.
The commission meets on a regular basis once a month, and they talk about different opportunities.
The meetings, like any city meeting, are open to the public. We hold them on the first Wednesday of the month, typically in room 135 of City Hall at noon.
And anyone can come to the commission's meetings and give input or suggestions, or contact commissioners and do it that way as well.
Anybody who is a resident of Ames can apply to be on the commission. If people are interested, I would love for them to put in to apply.
I welcome you to go ahead online, read a little bit more about the commission, and feel free to enter it. And it's a great way to get connected in the community as well as be involved in selecting artwork that will be on display.